right, so in this lesson today, I want to give you a very simple introduction to jazz. I remember when I tried learning jazz or joining the jazz band in middle school, it was completely over my head. I had no idea what a seventh chord was. I thought you were supposed to play these big chunky bar chords. And later on, when I ended up studying jazz in college, I ate my humble pie there. So here's a very, very simple way with just two fingers that is still a correct way of coming into a jazz band combo. If you're in a high school band, this will be a good way to start with playing all the dominant chords in a blues style. Let's jump in. So we're gonna do a 12-bar blues in the style of Freddie Green's chords, also known as like shell voicings. You've probably seen a few people online talk about them like this or with four fingers like that. We're just gonna do a two-finger version that you just slide one fret or the other. So we will start on, let's see, the first string. We'll just slide up with our middle finger all the way up to the 7th fret, and then put that finger on the 3rd string. So 7th fret, 3rd string, and then the index finger is gonna be in the 6th fret right next door on string 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll just use this two-finger version. If you would rather use your index and ring, go ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually probably more how I typically play it. But again, assuming that you're completely brand new, I just want to give you a nice on-ramp into playing jazz. So we can use our first and second fingers, our more dominant fingers. So we'll go right there. And it's up to you whether you want to use a pick or use the side of your thumb. I will opt to demonstrate this with my thumb, maybe in a Wes Montgomery style, which is what he typically did, where you're just strumming these little chords with your thumb. It's a little bit more mellow sound. I do like and prefer that way of playing if I'm just hitting some chords like this, but feel free to use your pick if you're more comfortable with that. So the first measure is this B flat 7 chord that we're playing, and we're just playing quarter notes. So you just have to count 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's that simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we get into the second measure for an E flat 7, and we're going to take these two fingers and slide them down to your left towards the tuning pegs here, and you're going to play those 4 times for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in a lot of blues, you'll see the first 4 measures are just all the one chord or 4 B flat 7s in a row. Here I decided to put in the 4 chord, the E flat 7, which is called the quick change, just because it breaks up the endless sea of B flat 7s for 4 measures. So we've got the first 2 measures. We'll start at the beginning, B flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, quick change to E flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then measure 3, we're going to go back to B flat 7 in the 6th and 7th frets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then measure 4 is the same with B flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that covers the entire first line of the sheet music. Let me play the whole thing for you. The first 4 measures, 1, 2, ready, go. Now we get to line 2 or measure 5. We're going to move down again 1 fret to the E flat 7 for 2 measures. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after you've completed measures 5 and 6, we'll head back to B flat 7 for measures 7 and 8 in the 6th and 7th frets for 2 whole measures again. So 2 counts of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'll demonstrate all of line 2, measures 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's 2 E flat 7s and 2 B flat 7s. So starting on the E flat, 3, 4. to the bottom line, line 3. Now this will have the most movement. We're going to start with an F7 chord, which here, if we're starting on our B flat, we're just leaving that from measure 8. You're just going to move the index and middle, hold the same shape, and slide it up 1 fret towards the body of the guitar. And where you're strumming, we're just going to move 1 fret over in frets 7 and 8. 7, 8. And we'll do 4 beats of that. So F7, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 10, we're going to jump our biggest jump here, down 2 frets back to E flat 7 in frets 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 11, we're going to move up 1 fret, back to B flat 7 in frets 6 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the final measure, measure 12, we'll move up 1 more fret again towards the body of the guitar in frets 7 and 8 and play F7 for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's where it'll end. So let me play all of line 3. I'll go F7, E flat 7, B flat 7, and F7 again. 1, 2, ready, go. And that takes us out for all 12 measures of the 12-bar blues. I will start from the very beginning, and I'm going to play it 2 times in a row without stopping. 2, 3, 4. So again, it seems like really just 2 fingers and you're just sliding a couple frets each time, or just 1 fret at a time. That's really all it takes to get started. You can always make these shell voicings more difficult. A lot of the classic, Freddie Green style adds the root on either the 5th or 6th string, and they sound a little bit fuller. But again, we just want to start with something very simple, just 2 fingers. I've heard of other guitarists being in jazz bands where they end up playing that root note, and then they end up getting a dirty look from the bassist or the pianist, be like, hey, get out of my turf. So again, this will be a really good way to start, because then again, you can either add the low notes or you can start harmonizing them with higher extensions and get that really jazzy sound. But all of those fancy chords that might seem out of reach to you really stem from these 2-note chords here. So you get these on lockdown, you'll have a much easier time going into that more challenging stuff, and then improvisation and whatnot. So hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and try it out. You can find a jazz blues backing track on YouTube in B flat and just be able to jam along with it like this and have some fun, because jazz is awesome. You should definitely learn it as much as possible. All right, see you in the next video.